February 2025, Covina, California. Peter Hata's phone rang. The caller ID said U.S. Postal Service. He thought, that's unusual, I'd better answer. That decision, answering a single phone call on an ordinary February morning, would cost Peter and Diane $850,000. Their savings, their IRA, their retirement funds, and a home equity loan on the house they had shared for 37 years. $850,000. Gone. By the time you finish watching this video, you will understand exactly how it happened, step by step, word by word, because understanding how it worked is the only thing standing between you and the same phone call. Before I tell you how the scam worked, I need you to know who Peter Hata and Diane Hata are, because this is the part the news reports skip, and it is the most important part of this entire story. Peter Hata, 75 years old, is a retired minister. For decades, he served the Japanese-American community at Higashi Honganji Buddhist Temple in Little Tokyo, Los Angeles. He spent his life in service, in honesty, in trust. His wife Diane spent her career as a teacher, shaping young minds, building futures. These are not careless people. These are not naive people. These are not foolish people. They are two of the most careful, educated, community-minded people you could hope to meet. And they lost $850,000. I want you to hold that in your mind for the next 14 minutes, because if it can happen to Peter Hata, a minister who spent his life helping others, it can happen to anyone, to your parents, to your grandparents, to you. This is their story, told completely, so it does not become yours. Before I go further, if you are watching this on YouTube, subscribe right now and hit the bell. This is part of an ongoing series on this channel called The Case Files, where we open real verified fraud cases, tell you every detail, and give you the exact steps to protect yourself. Every week, a new case, a new warning. Subscribe now so you never miss one. Now, back to Peter and Diane. February 2025, Peter Hata's phone rang. Caller ID, U.S. Postal Service. He answered. The voice on the other end was professional, measured, official. The caller told Peter that a shipment of illegal firearms had been traced back to his name and address, that the FBI had opened an active investigation, that Peter Hata, retired minister, community servant, was now connected to a federal weapons crime. Naturally, Peter told reporters, you want to find out what happened because you want to clear your name. Of course he did. The call was then transferred. What appeared next on Peter's phone was a video call. On the screen, a man in an FBI jacket, a badge, an official-looking office behind him, documents on the desk. He told Peter and Diane exactly what they were facing. A New York bank manager had stolen their identities, had opened fake accounts, created fake credit cards, and now their names were connected to his criminal network. They were technically suspects. But, the agent said, since they were clearly innocent, there was a way to clear their names quickly, to cooperate with the investigation, to move their money into a secure government account while the investigation was completed. We jumped at it, Peter said, because we were scared out of our minds. I need to pause here and explain something that Peter himself said after everything was over. I understand now it's called caller ID spoofing, Peter told KTLA, where they are able to make the call appear to be coming from a legitimate source when it really is not. This technology is the foundation of the entire scam, and most seniors have never heard of it. Here is how it works in plain language. When you receive a call, the number and name displayed on your screen is just information sent alongside the call. It is not verified. It is not checked. Your phone simply displays whatever the caller tells it to display. Using widely available software, some of it costing as little as $10, criminals can make their call appear to come from any number they choose. The U.S. Postal Service, the FBI, your bank, your doctor's office, even your own family member's phone number. The FCC has confirmed that this technology is being used at massive scale. Imposter scams using caller ID spoofing cost Americans nearly $3 billion in 2024 alone. And according to the FBI's 2025 Internet Crime Report, government impersonation scams like the one targeting Peter and Diane generated more than 32,000 complaints with losses of nearly $800 million in a single year. $800 million from people who answered a phone and trusted what the screen told them. The screen lied, and the technology that made it lie is available to anyone with a laptop and $10. The investigation, the fake investigation, continued for months. Peter and Diane did exactly what they were told. They were coached, given scripts for what to say if anyone at the bank asked questions. They withdrew money, tens of thousands of dollars at a time, each withdrawal followed by a reassurance. Your names will be cleared soon. The funds will be returned once the investigation closes. You are helping bring a dangerous criminal to justice. The GoFundMe set up by their son, Diane Hata, describes exactly how the money was taken. The funds were converted into cryptocurrency, digital currency that is essentially untraceable. Once converted, the scammers accessed it and it was gone. And then, because their savings were not enough, the criminals convinced Peter and Diane to take out a home equity loan on the house they had lived in for 37 years.
They are struggling to make monthly interest payments on the home equity loan the scammers convinced them to take out. Diane has been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. "I feel like I am stuck," she told reporters. Peter, the man who spent his life comforting others in their darkest moments, said simply, "Hopefully we'll come out of this stronger, and certainly more grateful because of this devastating scam." No arrests have been made. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has the case. No money has been recovered. A GoFundMe organized by their son Diane Hata and family friend Nina Rizzo has raised over $130,000 toward a $550,000 goal. $130,000 from strangers who heard their story and wanted to help. The community that Peter spent his life serving is now trying to save his home. I want to spend time here because this is the part nobody in the news covered. Why did it work? Peter Hata is an educated man, a minister, a community leader, a person who spent decades reading people and situations. Why did he and Diane not see through it? The answer is not foolishness. The answer is psychology. The FBI has identified exactly why these government impersonation scams are so devastatingly effective on intelligent, careful people. Reason 1. Fear bypasses rational thought. The moment Peter heard the words federal investigation and illegal firearms, his body entered a fear response. When the human brain perceives a threat, especially a legal threat, an authority threat, rational analysis slows. The part of your brain that says, "Wait, does this make sense?" gets overwhelmed by the part that says, "I need to fix this now." The criminals know this. They designed the script specifically to trigger that response. Reason 2. Authority makes us compliant. The fake FBI agent had a badge, a jacket, documents, a professional setup. According to research on obedience and authority, people are significantly more likely to comply with requests from perceived authority figures even when those requests are unreasonable. The criminals looked exactly like authority because they had studied authority and replicated it perfectly. Reason 3. Isolation kills the defense. Throughout the entire scam, Peter and Diane were told, "Tell no one. Confidentiality is critical to the investigation. If you break confidentiality, you could face jail time." That single instruction is the most important tool in the entire scam. Because if Peter had told his son Dean on day 1, Dean would have made one phone call and ended everything. The criminal knew that. That is why the secrecy instruction is always there. Reason 4. The scam evolved with them. When Peter or Diane showed doubt, the criminals adapted. New documents appeared, new reassurances, new urgency. They were not running a script, they were managing a relationship, professionally, patiently, for months. Now, the 5 things that would have stopped the Peter and Diane Hata scam. Every single one. Protection step 1. Hang up, always. If any caller from any number with any caller ID tells you that you are under investigation and need to take financial action to protect yourself, hang up immediately. Not after you hear more, not after you ask questions. Hang up. Then call the real agency using a number you find yourself on their official website, not a number the caller gave you. For the FBI, 1-800-CALL-FBI. For the IRS, 1-800-829-1040. For the Social Security Administration, 1-800-772-1213. The real agencies will confirm they were not calling you. Protection step 2. Tell someone immediately. The moment anyone tells you to keep a financial matter secret from your family, that instruction is the scam revealing itself. Call your son, call your daughter, call your pastor, call your neighbor, call anyone. One phone call to a trusted person ends every single one of these scams, every one. Protection step 3. Never move money to protect it. The core lie of every government impersonation scam is that moving your money keeps it safe. Real government agencies do not protect your money by asking you to move it. Real investigations do not require you to liquidate your savings. Real federal agents do not accept cryptocurrency as evidence of cooperation. If anyone tells you that transferring your money is how you protect it, they are stealing it. Protection step 4. Verify the badge. If a caller claims to be a federal agent and wants to video call you to show credentials, do not engage with their call. Hang up. Call the FBI directly at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Tell them someone is claiming to be an FBI agent and give them the agent's name. The real FBI will tell you in seconds whether that agent exists. Protection step 5. Establish a family code word. Before anything else, after this video, call your family and establish a code word. A single word only immediate family members know. If you ever receive a call from any authority figure asking you to take urgent financial action before you do anything, call a family member and say the code word. If they respond with the code word, they know what you are dealing with. If they don't know what you are talking about, you are being scammed. Peter Hata said afterwards, these actors were extremely slick, extremely convincing. The only thing that beats extremely slick and extremely convincing is a person you love who you call before you act. If you or someone you know has already fallen victim to a scam like this, here is what to do right now. Step 1. Report immediately to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. The faster you report, the better chance of tracing the money. Step 2. Contact your bank immediately. Some wire transfers can be recalled if you act within 24 hours. Not always, but sometimes.
that sometimes is worth the call. Step 3. Contact the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Step 4. If the money was converted to cryptocurrency, contact the exchange that processed the transaction. Some exchanges have fraud recovery teams. Time is critical. Step 5. Do not be ashamed. Tell your family, tell your community. Peter and Diane Hata went public not because they wanted sympathy, but because they wanted to make sure what happened to them does not happen to you. Honor that courage by sharing this video with every senior in your life. Peter and Diane Hata answered a phone call on an ordinary February morning. They did not do anything wrong. They did not take unnecessary risks. They did everything that good, honest, law-abiding people do. They cooperated with what they believed was a federal investigation, and they lost everything. That is the cruelty of this scam. It targets the most honest instincts in good people: trust in authority, desire to cooperate, love for their family, and it turns those instincts into weapons against them. The FBI reports that in 2025, the average reported loss for senior fraud victims was over $38,000. At least 12,400 seniors lost over $100,000 each. Peter and Diane Hata lost $850,000, and no arrests have been made. Share this video right now before you close this tab. One share could be the thing that stops someone you love from getting that phone call. This is Senior Money Alert. This is the case files. Next week, we open another file. Subscribe and hit the bell. The next case is already being prepared. I will see you in the next alert.